What's going on? It's Suk and I'm back with a brand new video on SuperDuprTech. And in today's video, I'm going to be bringing you my full and in-depth review of the brand new 2024 A17 Pro powered iPad mini. Now, I do need to remind you guys that we are on the road to 10,000 subscribers. So if you are new around here, then be sure to hit that subscribe button, clicking the bell to be notified when I upload any of my up and coming videos. Also, I do want to note that every single person that subscribes to the end of this year, I'm going to be writing your name across this wall. So without any further ado, let's hit the titles. So I'm going to take a little bit of a change with regards to how I'm going to film this review. There's basically three main things that are new with this iPad mini. The first of these is the chip, the A17 Pro chip. Now, it's new in the sense that it's last year's iPhone Pro chip, which also means that it does have a generous power increase compared to what we had last time with the 2021 iPad mini models. Now, the biggest thing that this chip brings is Apple Intelligence. Now, if you are here in the United Kingdom or really anywhere outside of the United States, then you'll find that you don't have Apple Intelligence at this current moment on this iPad mini, which isn't exactly a great look. I mean, we've got the new chip in this iPad mini, and at this current moment, we don't have pretty much the biggest feature that they're marketing, right? So I've already uploaded a video in which I ran multiple different tests across this iPad mini, testing its CPU, GPU, along with how it performs graphically and when it comes to editing videos. So if you do want to check out that video, then I will leave it linked down below in this video's description, or alternatively you can click the card in the top right corner to go and check out that video. And the second new feature of the three that we get with this new iPad mini is the fact that it also supports the brand new Apple Pencil Pro. So if you do find yourselves wanting to barrel roll, whether you're doing a little bit of calligraphy or some sort of artwork, the Apple Pencil Pro has got you covered there. Of course, it also supports the Find My network, and it also supports Apple's hover feature. So if you do want to just hover above the screen and kind of see where the tip of your pencil is pointing, sure, you're able to do it with the iPad mini. Of course, that also means that you are going to have to pay an additional £130 for the Apple Pencil Pro, but of course, Apple are not going to complain there. Increases the overall amount that you spend from £500 now to £630. And the third new feature that we get with the iPad mini is the fact that its base storage has now increased from 64 all the way up to 128 gigabytes, and you're not paying any more for this storage, whereas previously it would jump up from 64 all the way up to 256 gigabytes of storage. The good thing, however, is that this iPad mini still sticks to that price tag of £499, which I think is bonkers, because essentially for that price you can purchase the new Mac mini, of course with the educational discount, which is a much more powerful device. Of course, you have to get a screen, which you've probably got. Of course, you'll have to get a keyboard, a mouse, which you've probably got. But if you're looking for something to be, do a little bit of productivity with, never go for this. Go for a Mac, go for something, even an iPad Pro to be fair. The battery life on this device has not been great. I am routinely charging this iPad multiple times a day, especially if I'm using it for extended periods. I mean, here, just take a look at this. This is just today so far, including yesterday a little. But let me just turn the brightness down. But that's what I'm looking at in terms of the battery life on this iPad mini. It's not looking great, I'll be honest with you. It's really not looking great. Overall, like I said, I am finding that I'm charging this device multiple times. But overall, as a device, I still like the iPad mini. I can never say anything too bad about it. I still wish, we got Touch ID up here, but I feel like it needs to have Face ID. Sure, my hands naturally will sit around it or whatnot, it's in my hands constantly. But there's just something about Face ID, just looking at it and just swiping up and it unlocking. There is just something so very good about it. But yeah, overall, speakers, iPad mini speakers are nothing crazy, still sound very good, but at the end of the day, they're iPad mini speakers. Make your mind up for yourselves, take a listen to how they sound. The buttons are still placed on basically the exact same place that we have had for the last couple of years on the top, and then obviously if you rotate it, this one here now becomes volume up, that one's volume down, and you rotate it the other way, they basically switch. Still quite a handy feature. The Apple Pencil still sits on the dock here, all right, charges, pairs, all that good stuff right on the top. We have got the USB-C port at the bottom, which now has faster transfer speeds, which is good if you're into any of that kind of business. Probably not something you'd do with an iPad mini. The screen still has that issue with the jelly scrolling, where one side of the screen refreshes a little faster than the other, and it's almost like a Mexican wave kind of thing. Not really that pronounced with these iPad minis over the previous ones at least, but to be honest with you, I've never really had much of an issue. Whenever I'm using my iPads, I'm either using them as I am here and just reading a book and just swiping left and right, or I'm just using it to watch content, which as a media consumption device, you really can't go wrong with. Screen's still good enough quality, it's not OLED, it's not got a higher refresh rate, still 60 Hz, still an LCD display. The blacks are not black, it's not a mini LED or anything like that. Literally, like, the only thing that Apple have changed with this is the chip. And the chip has given us that feature, Apple Intelligence, whenever we get that. And then of course we've got the inclusion of the support for the Apple Pencil Pro, which gives us the hover feature, which gives us the barrel roll feature, amongst other features. You'll also find that with this brand new iPad mini that the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth are upgraded up from Wi-Fi 6 to Wi-Fi 6E, and it now supports Bluetooth 5.3 opposed to 5.0 in the previous model. One thing that I do want to know is that we have 31 as opposed to 32 LTE bands, and when it comes to that cellular connectivity, we no longer have the option for a nano SIM card, as the 7th generation A17 Pro powered iPad mini only supports eSIM. Cameras have stayed the same. Cameras have not changed. I'll show you some pictures now on screen of camera footage, videos taken with this iPad mini, and I'll be honest with you, they are identical. So I have already uploaded another video in which I've showcased the video footage and the still images that I've captured with the A17 Pro powered iPad mini. Now I'll leave that link down below in this video's description, or you can click the card in the top right corner to go and check out that video. But hey, at the end of the day, it's still quite capable. I mean, how capable? Well, let me just flip this around. Well, you can probably guess how wide this camera is. Significantly wider than the camera that I'm using there. It's literally showing all of the walls. Like I said earlier, make sure you hit that subscribe button, as your name may very well be featured on this wall in the future. So make sure you hit subscribe, of course. Let's get back to the video. So who is this device ultimately catered towards? Honestly, anyone. It's not really something that I would suggest for you necessarily to buy for your children. It's £500 at the end of the day. Ultimately, if you are traveling and you want something that you can read books on, of course something that's quite portable, quite lightweight, something that can of course play some multimedia, access some apps, play some games with, then sure, it's hard to go wrong really with it. So yeah, overall I think it's quite a decent upgrade, nothing to sing and dance about. Cameras haven't been improved, the microphones haven't been improved, nor have the speakers. We don't have Face ID. The screen still has that jelly issue on the screen. It's not an OLED screen, it's not a high refresh rate display. The battery life is not great, and we've essentially just reused a chip from last year to enable a feature that hasn't even become available yet. So overall, what do I think about this iPad mini? Sure, it's going to be great, and it should get better, especially over the next couple of weeks and months. But overall, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done with this particular iPad mini. For £499, I'm sure there might be some other options out there, but you're not going to get a small iPad or tablet sized device that will have those on-device Apple Intelligence features. So overall, it's still a decent package, but there are certainly some areas that Apple can improve upon. But overall, what are my thoughts on it? It's a good buy. Would I buy it for a child? Probably not. If it goes on sale Black Friday, Boxing Day, any bank holidays, sure, it might be a good enough buy, but at this current stage, for $499, it leaves a lot to be desired. Any educational discounts that you might get on it, any coupons or anything like that, Prime Day sales, anything, then it might be a bit of an easier pill to swallow purchasing such a device. But in its current state, they've just thrown a new chip in and called it a day. It's as simple as that. Overall, what are your thoughts on how this device has stacked up? I mean, we've been waiting now 3-ish years now for a new iPad mini, and this is all we got. Yeah, I would have rather just stayed with that. Do you know what I mean? If Apple had just decreased the price by £100, call it $399, and gave us 128 gigs of storage and kept the old chip, I would have even been happier with that. I'm sure a lot of people would have, because I don't think there's going to be that many people really caring too tough about on-device Apple Intelligence on a small iPad mini. I beg to differ. Maybe you know something I don't. But yeah, overall, what are your thoughts on this iPad mini? Make sure you drop them down below in this video's comment section. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and comment down below that you have subscribed to see your name featured on this wall. I'm Suk. Take care and have a good one.